doing? Again, it's Mahogany here with Mahogany Group New Home Rebates, 2%, that is, big deal. Anyway, so today we're here to talk about what DTI is, right? Those three letters. First of all, let me go back over how I like to structure my videos. 5 W's. We're going to talk about the who it applies to, what it is, when you can use it, where if applicable, and why, right? Okay, so that's how I structure all of them so it's easy to follow. Hopefully that makes it really easy for you to gain this knowledge, utilize it when you're out here buying these big homes that we call equity banks, that I like to call equity banks. We'll talk about that later though. Anyhow, so with that being said, DTI, those 3 letters stand for debt to income. So with that, everybody knows that you have a certain amount of debt that you hold per month, whether it be your car payment, student loans, or whether it be credit card payments, or whether it be leases, which are kind of different a little bit from car payments, how they look at them, whatever have you, right? Those are some of the major things that they're actually going to look at as far as that. Anything that comes up on your credit report when your credit is pulled, that's what they're going to look at for your monthly reoccurring debt. If you have something that's less than 6 to 9 months, then those items won't be counted if it comes down to you qualifying for a home that'll be complete after that when you're doing new home construction. So keep that in mind. That was a lot I just unloaded. So again, if you have comments, questions, please put them in the chat and then in the comment section, and I'll definitely get back to you and let everybody know, because everybody probably has, a lot of people probably have the same question. Okay, so that's your debt side, right? Income, we all know what that is, and we all want to make as much as we can, right? So that's what you bring in on a monthly basis. That can vary, because if you're a salary person, it's easy. You divide it by 12 and that's what you get. Mind you, it works in your favor, because they only use, when I say they, I'm talking lenders, loan officers, whatever have you, that are lending you money to finance a home. They use your gross amount, not your net. So forget about those taxes that are being taken out. They get to use your gross. So that makes you look a little bit fancier on that piece of paper. So if you're salaried, you simply take that and you divide it by 12, and that's what you make a month, okay? If you're hourly, depending on if you're full-time or part-time, only you know your hours. Now, to actually justify it, they're going to want at least probably 3 to 4 months pay stubs to see what your hours are, and then go off of that to see if there's an average that needs to be done, or if it's a consistent amount of full-time hours that they can use. And if that's the case, then they do the math of that over a year's time frame and then divide it back down evenly to see what you make a month. Okay? It works a little different if you're a 1099 employee, self-employed, business owner, whatever have you. If you're either of those, then you have to have 2 full years of tax returns that are already completed, that they can actually, or will be complete for sure. Some people are lenient, some of the lenders are lenient, that will be complete to say they can account for 2 full years of tax return incomes from that 1099 status or a business to see what your salary has been, or your income has been, annual income over those past 2 years. They'll do an average and then they'll divide it by 12 to get your monthly, okay? Either way, they're gonna, when you're going through your income and everything, they're gonna ask for your W-2 statements and your tax returns, no matter if you're salaried or not, because they want to be able to verify the information that you're telling them, the information that's given, you know, kind of checks and balances type system, right? Of course. We don't need any more actual depressions that we had before due to the lending system not working out right. So there are a lot of regulated checks and balances in there to make sure that doesn't happen, and that's one of them. Okay, those are called documented loans. Now, you take all that debt that we talked about, you take all that income right there, and you put them against one another, and then you have your debt to income. So if you have, I don't know, say if you make $10,000 a month, right? That's about average. Sometimes, in most places, you make about $10,000 a month, and then your debt is, beautiful number, let's say if it's $1,000 a month. That's, ooh, I wish I could live like that. Then of course your debt to income is 90 to 10, right? So you're sitting pretty, 90%, that's beautiful. Those numbers don't really exist. Normally people sit somewhere between the probably 30s. If you're really sitting, you know, really under to where you're just doing what you need, maybe in the 20s. If you're a little over, you might be up there in the 45s and 50s. If you're really over, which I've seen, you'll see some people up there in the 70s and the 80s to where they're living well above what they're making on a regular basis. In order to qualify for loans, which we'll talk about the types in another video, normally you need to be in that. VA is around 50 to 55-ish. The highest you'll go is 55-ish, but they want to keep you under 50. Your FHA, you want to be in the 20s. You're in the 30s, and then in a conventional, you want to be in the 20s. So you see how it differs there, right? So that's your debt to income. Whatever that ratio is for you will tell you which loan you can or cannot get, or tell you what you need to do to decrease to get down to a certain loan that you want to acquire. So again, I unloaded a lot here. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section below. I tried to kind of keep it surface, not so detailed to where its video turns into a 5-hour video, but just kind of giving you an overview exactly of what lenders are talking about as soon as they say DTI or when they say debt to income. So you know exactly what they're going to go after, what they're coming to talk to you about, and how you can actually probably try to help out or fix that for yourself before you even go get a loan. Okay? Love to help, love to be here to serve and get you guys that 2% income in these new construction homes that are all out and throughout Houston, Texas in general. But yes, again, Mahogany with Mahogany Group New Home Rebates. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and ask your questions in the comments below. I will get back to you. Have a good one.